Did he not earlier say when you commit a sin, you're separated from God?
Yes.
Good. Did Jesus commit a sin?
Jesus paid. Jesus paid
Answer.
the sins for our deaths.
But did he commit a sin?
We all agree Jesus is innocent. Why are we going back to
Did
that?
Jesus?
No, just say it.
No,
Why are you running? Just say it.
Jesus is
Jesus
innocent.
did not
Jesus is
sin.
innocent. What does innocent mean? He did no sin. He did not sin. These are
Okay,
not
but
his
you
sins
said
he's
Jesus
paying
was
for.
separated from God, and you said
To pay
separation is
for
a cause of
our
sin.
sins.
You still haven't answered my question. My question is Jesus, who is completely innocent,
He was.
who is paying for the sins of everyone. Okay?
He took on that
the
responsibility
question,
himself.
yeah, how is it his responsibility?
He took it on.
No, but I'm asking, should everyone who sins not be accountable for the sins? Which is exactly what happens in Islam. When in Christianity,
Not accountable.
no, in Christianity it says there cannot be, there's no forgiveness without the shedding of blood. Do you agree with that? There is no, listen, there is no forgiveness without the shedding of blood. Hebrews chapter 9, verse number 22.
You're talking about that in Christianity?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in the New Testament.
Okay.
In the book of Hebrews,
Okay.
chapter 9, verse number 22. Do you agree with this? There is no forgiveness without the shedding of blood.
If that was true, why would it be true?
That's your question to you.
If that was true, that's because that was.
Do you agree with that or disagree
If
with
God
that?
willed it so that you could earn your way to heaven. If God willed it so that you could earn your way to heaven, that's the way it would be.
Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree with it.
Okay, so you believe that you cannot be shown forgiveness or mercy without the blood of an innocent.
Not because God cannot make that possible, but because that is the mechanism that's been set up. That's
So the
all.
mechanism of injustice.
It's not a mechanism of injustice.
How is not unjust to kill an innocent man?
Blood sacrifice.
We've been through this already.
We've already talked about this. Your child does something. Your child is too small, is too weak to pay the price for that crime. So you, as a father, you pay for him.
Really? I thought you go to
listen,
juvie if you did a crime as a kid.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
about
fine. That's fine. Let her finish the
If you
analogy.
break your neighbor's window, your kid can't earn the money really to pay the window back. It's difficult for them. You, as a father, can make him do something, right?
Right.
But he's not able to work.
Right.
He's not able to earn money himself. But the only way he can actually pay for that himself is if you pay for it.
Oh, good. Did you notice that? The father has to pay.
Yeah.
But who pays in Christianity? The father or the son?
The son.
The responsible one.
Oops.
The son.
Who is responsible? Are you saying the father is not responsible?
No.
Seriously?
No.
Did the father die on the cross?
Yes.
Are you saying the father is not responsible?
The responsible one.
So who is
So
responsible?
you
The father?
have taken
No. In
responsibility.
Christianity, who's responsible? The father or the son?
This child that's born, that child is not you, right?
I think we have done the analogy. The question now has come to
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
analogy.
You have to answer. Who is responsible? The father or the son?
You as the father are Jesus Christ.
Okay.
You're not.
In your analogy,
Okay.
Let's
take it
look. In your analogy, the father is responsible. I agree. Now I'm asking you the question, and listen this time. In Christianity, who is responsible for all the sin on earth? The father or the son?
Who's responsible for all the sin?
Yes, because that was the analogy. Responsibility.
Now,
Yes.
responsibility. Yes.
Yes.
Responsibility doesn't.
Wasn't that the reason the analogy was done?
Right.
Okay, good.
Your
And she's
responsibility
not gonna
doesn't mean you
respond.
did it.
Is she going to evade it this time as
Can I
well?
evade everything?
Let's see.
Responsibility
Let's see if you
doesn't
prove her wrong.
Responsibility.
Once again,
Brother.
once again, we have done with the analogy.
Child knows he knows breaking the windows wrong.
Bro, you're letting her divert, you know?
Jessica, we have done with the analogy. The question is, in Christianity, who is responsible for the sins, the father or the son?
In Christianity, the son has taken on the sins. He's taken on the responsibility. He didn't have to.
I didn't ask you for the consequence of
Take
sin.
on responsibility.
I asked you as to who is responsible. Before you tell me about
When
the
you say-
consequence, who is responsible?
Responsible meeting, Jess. Let's be specific. Responsible means what I'm saying. Responsible, not that he did them, not that he has to do something, but that he's taken on this responsibility.
You're talking about the consequence of sin.
No.
Okay, so who is responsible for this?
consequence of sin
Okay,
is death.
if for example, a Christian murders someone.
Yes.
Yes. Who is responsible for that crime?
He did the crime, right?
So the man, yeah.
And the price.
So not the son or the father. Good.
Of course, he did the
Good.
crime. The
So
kid
your
broke the
analogy
window.
goes out the window.
No, the kid.
There's no
broke the
point
window.
of the analogy you gave.
Why are you saying that? The kid broke the window. He still broke the window. The kid committed.
But the guy murdered. You said the guy murdered.
the
It's
guy
his
murdered-
responsibility.
The guy murdered.
The guy's not a kid.
The guy.
The guy's not a kid.
Yes, and we already saw
So
that.
your analogy goes out the window.
The guy
Because we're
murdered-
talking about responsibility.
You know it doesn't.
By the way, you know what you have done by saying the guy murdered and he's
Yeah.
responsible? You actually now I was saying neither the Father nor the Son is responsible. So why did the Son pay the price?
Hold on.
Why did the Son pay the price then?
This is why we went back and defined what responsible is. I knew you were going to try that. That doesn't work for this. What is responsible? What did I say it was?
Okay, what is it?
Responsible is it's not that he has done the thing. It's not that it was his crime. It's that he has put himself forward to take on responsibility for paying for that crime. Not
You
that he
used
did the crime.
responsibility in the definition of
So wait.
We
So
said
why?
responsibility
So why did you wait? Why did you give the definition? Sorry, why did you give the analogy?
important to be
I
clear.
want to know something. Why did you give the analogy of the Father
You're talking about committed crime.
No, wait. Why? Of course, I was talking about that. And
not
so were
talking
you.
about that.
So
Never
were you.
was.
Okay. When the Son breaks a window,
He's committed, yes.
who's committed?
Only him.
The Son.
Only the Son committed.
The Son. Okay.
Committed.
peaceful.
And who was responsible for paying the fine?
Why?
Who was responsible for paying the fine?
Okay.
Who? The Father.
Yes.
But in Christianity, it is the Son.
And who is? And
Even though the Father is the one who
you're
sent
mixing.
him.
You're mixing. In your responsibility,
Yeah.
you take on the responsibility because he is your son here. Yes, here. That's your relationship. If he was just a kid, you were not related to him. He was not your responsibility. Let's say you're a foster parent. Yes.
Changing the analogy now.
Man,
Doesn't matter.
this is like
It doesn't matter to you.
unreal.
Okay.
Anybody
Jessica,
responsible
look.
for the kid.
Look.
You're a disanalogy.
You know, no matter how you spin it, injustice is injustice.
Anybody-
Killing an innocent man like
It's
Jesus
fine.
Christ
Okay.
for the crime of everyone, for the
Not
sin of
injustice.
everyone. You can
That is
keep
not
saying
injustice.
no injustice, but
That
you
is
still
not
haven't
injustice.
told us why it's not
Always
injustice
just.
to kill an innocent man.
Always just.
How is
Kill
it
an
injustice?
innocent man.
How is it just to kill an innocent man?
That's
Just in
it.
the exact same way that you as a father paying for your kid's window is just.
It's
You can punish-
disanalogous. You just
not
admitted that
disanalogous.
Jesus
You're
the
trying to
Son
cross-
pays, not the
you're trying to
Father.
cross Father God in heaven with you, Father.
Okay.
That doesn't work.
Why did the Father not come to pay the price? Why did he have to send his Son?
He decided to do that.
Why?
Now you.
Why did the Father send the Son? Why did he not himself pay the price?
Why does he have us do anything? He can't. Okay?
He can't what? He can't pay the price?
Not can.
He can.
God
So
creates a mechanism.
good, very good. So God can forgive without killing an innocent man, right?
That's what I've been saying all the time.
Right? So why kill an innocent man?
He can also-
Why employ an
can also
unjust
have you be
mechanism, like she says,
Hold on. No.
for killing,
I never said
for forgiving
I
him?
never said it was
him?
unjust. Never once. I never said it
we're
was
saying-
Just
unjust.
because you don't admit it,
Yeah.
but if you ask
Because you
anyone,
don't
it's
admit it.
injustice.
I never said
It's
that,
injustice.
because that is not what happens. And you're
Killing an innocent man is
They're
injustice.
delusionally not thinking.
By the way, did
it's
Jesus?
injustice. It is.
Wait a minute. Did Jesus know that he was going to come alive in 3 days?
Sir,
Did he know he was going to come alive in 3 days? Okay, so he knew
Sir.
that even if I die, I'm going to come back in 3 days. So that's not really a
That's why
sacrifice,
he
is it?
begged- That's why he begged for his life.
That's not really a sacrifice.
hold on.
For his life.
That's exactly what I've been saying from the beginning.
What? That is not a sacrifice?
Read your
That is
Bible.
not that big of a
Read my
deal.
Bible. He didn't beg for his life.
Compared to what he can take, compared to Jesus Christ, just like he was a father, can take more than your son.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ can take a lot more than us.
By the way, do you know?
For him, it's not a big
By the way,
deal.
do you know?
He cannot
Do you know
bear
what
it.
happened?
For him,
Do you know what
it's
happened
not
on
a
the
big
cross?
deal.
Do you remember that scenario on the cross?
When he said, "Oh my God, why have you forsaken me?"
Oh,
That was
that's
your
not on the
talking
cross.
for? Yes.
Let me tell
That
you
was
what
how painful it was for him in that moment.
He
Yes.
struggled with his flesh.
Why did his? Why did his? Was Jesus expected to take the sins of the world and die for the world?
Yes.
He was.
Okay. Why did his father then abandon him? His God abandoned him. Why?
That was how he felt because that. What is? Why did? No,
Ask me
listen.
the question.
There's
Join the
easy
queue,
answer.
sir.
Easy answer.
Take a ticket
That's
and
an easy
wait.
answer.
Yeah.
Because what is the wages of sin? What is sin?
Sin is disobedience to God.
It's disobedience to God. It's separation from God. We say
Yeah.
normally. Yes, separation.
No.
No,
It's separation.
no.
Sin
You're never a
sin-
part of God to be
Hold on.
separated.
Sin are things that,
Christian
that
language.
they separate us from God. They bring us.
Did Jesus
from
commit
God.
the sin?
Whatever.
Wait. Did Jesus
In
commit the sin?
Christianity, in Christianity,
Yeah.
sin is something that removes you from God. It brings you further away. from
Actually, it
God.
doesn't.
Okay, fine. It brings
doesn't.
you further away from God.
In fact, most
my
people who
definition
sin.
of sin.
doesn't have a
Let's
locker.
leave that. My definition of sin is that.
But it's not from the Bible. Your definition is
That's fine.
not from the Bible.
Let's just leave it for a second. We can't go.
I thought you said you're not going to speculate.
That's true, but let's just leave it for a second. Let's leave it for a second.
You can't just shove it under the carpet every time you get in trouble.
So, when Jesus Christ said, my God, why have you forsaken me?"
Yeah. Why was he abandoned by God?
He was not abandoned. He was fully
The term
separated from
forsaken
God.
means abandoned.
In that moment, he was fully separated from God because that is the ultimate punishment.
I thought he
Sin.
was God.
That is the ultimate.
Whoa. What is the ultimate punishment? What's the ultimate punishment?
The ultimate punishment is to be separated from God.
And he deserved that for not committing any
deserved.
sin.
So now you're saying he was
Not
separated
deserved.
from God.
We can't bear it, so he agreed to take that.
He
on
agreed.
board
What
because
about
he
the
could.
Garden of Gethsemane when he definitely did not agree?
We can't bear it.
He wasn't a willing sacrifice, that's for sure.
We can't bear it, so we agreed.
No, we're okay. You're speculating.
Okay.
Jesus did not agree. Show me
Look,
this in the Bible. Where does Jesus agree?
Are you saying that Jesus was abandoned by God or not abandoned by God? Make up your mind, because it looks like on one hand you're
I'm
saying
saying that
he was not abandoned, and then you're saying he was separated from God.
He agreed to pay
Miss-
the price, and in that moment he paid that price.
Where did
Okay,
he-
so what was the price he paid?
That price that he paid was just for a moment, full separation from God.
3 days and 3 nights, not a moment.
No.
3 days and
No,
3 nights.
Just for that moment. Then, just for that moment. He came back to life and 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. So wait.
He wasn't doing the same
I want to ask, even if it's for that moment, the question is this: was he abandoned by God?
For that moment, yes. For that moment, God was not.
So-
when you say abandoned, what do you mean? Do you mean that he could not reach God?
No,
That
the
God-
term forsaken means abandoned.
The term forsaken means abandoned.
Yes, check
Okay.
the dictionary if you don't believe me.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
No.
So now wait a minute.
No.
So what do you mean no?
No, he was not abandoned
Take
by
a
God.
ticket.
So he wasn't forsaken.
He was not forsaken.
So the Bible is lying.
Just line
No,
up
the
and
Bible
don't
not
heckle.
late.
The Bible uses the term forsaken.
No, that is exactly how he felt in that moment.
Also, was Jesus' feeling true or false?
Jesus, he felt forsaken in that moment, the same way.
So you're saying, wait, let me get
same
this
way
right.
when your son cannot see you
Let me
around the
get.
corner.
Did he not earlier say that when you commit a sin?
there?
Wait. Did he not earlier say when you commit a sin, you're separated from God?
Yes.
Good.
That's-
Did
that's
Jesus
what I
commit a sin?
Jesus paid. Jesus paid.
Answer.
The sins for our deaths.
But did he commit a sin?
We all agree Jesus is innocent. Why are we going back to
Did
that?
Jesus?
No, just say it.
No, but-
Why are you running? Just say it.
Jesus is
Jesus
innocent.
did not
Jesus is
sin.
innocent. What does innocent mean? No sin. He did not sin. These are
Okay,
not
but
his
you
sins
said
he's
Jesus
paying
was
for.
separated from God, and you said
To pay
separation is
for
a cause of
our
sin.
sins. To pay for our
Yeah, but
sins.
why was he? Why did he feel?
Our sins.
Why did he feel separated if he didn't sin?
Because that was the punishment that all of us would have had to face.
Yeah, but he's not us.
He's not us. He's agreed to pay for us.
Where did he agree?
Why,
It's like,
the question? No. The question is this:
Pay for your son.
if he's not us, why is he feeling like us?
Because that was the price we had to pay. You didn't.
We had to
why do
pay.
you have to
Wait. We
for
had to
God?
pay, or he had to pay?
That was the price that we were supposed to pay.
Yeah, but
he
who
agreed to pay
paid?
it for us.
So why did he feel what we feel,
paid
what
it
we
for
should be
us.
feeling? Why did he? He's not us. Why is he feeling what we are feeling? The fact that he felt
He's feeling
abandoned.
what we would have
The
felt
fact. Wait.
that we could
The
not
fact.
bear.
The fact that he felt
feeling that
abandoned.
we would have
The
felt,
fact.
but
The
we
fact
could
that he
not bear.
said, my God, why have you forsaken me?
He felt that way. Yes.
Okay. Was he telling the truth?
It's not a lie or not lie. It's a question, isn't it? It's not a truth or not. It's a question.
The only reason you would ask that is because he felt abandoned.
He felt yes. Did he feel abandoned? Yes.
Why did he feel abandoned?
Because he could. In that moment, he was separated from God as payment for sin.
Now listen to this, separated from God. Listen what she said, separated from God. Now who gets separated from God? The one who sins or the one who's innocent?
We're going back to.
No. Answer the question.
Nah, you're
Answer the
okay.
question.
We already established.
Can you please
Jesus
answer the
Christ is
question?
innocent. Jesus Christ is innocent.
Good. We know and you know that
Christ
Jesus is
is
innocent.
innocent.
So once again, why did
Christ did not commit this
why
sin.
was he
He
separated?
is paying for somebody else's sin.
Why was he separated
Jesus
then?
Christ didn't break the window. He is paying for the.
Why was he
because the
separated?
sin-
Because she said it,
not.
isn't it?
Yet the Father pays in that analogy.
You said he's separated.
Said this analogy, stop
You-
using it.
you-
Stop using it. You're using
you,
this
sir,
analogies.
You are mixing up father and son just because you can. That's not
What
right.
are you talking about? Did
But
the
they
Father
are-
die on the cross?
they are different. You know that.
You as father here in this analogy is Jesus Christ. We know that. So why are you trying to pretend like I'm saying father, son, or some different thing? Don't do that.
You know the question.
Wait, you think
the
Father
reason
and
he's
Son are
asking the
different?
question is that because whenever father sends his son to do something, all right, he's doing it with the full knowledge what the consequence of that will be happening,
Okay.
right? So now the question is
Let's
this.
leave father as father
Next.
then.
You're
Let's
next.
shake it. Let's
Okay,
leave father
the
as
question
father.
I asked you earlier is that
Let's leave father
why
as
did the
father.
father not take the responsibility of taking the sins?
Let's leave father as father. Let's say in that same
She can
analogy.
defend herself.
Yeah, but you have a little kid.
She can defend herself.
He's broken the window. His brother is with him.
You know,
His older
every time
brother-
I ask you a question, you go to another tangent.
Yeah,
His
man.
older brother.
Why
is
is
with
that?
him.
Tangent
Your father.
analogies.
My question to you is why did the father not come down to take the sins?
His older
Can you
brother.
please answer that?
His older brother is with him. You're the
Your
father.
analogies
You
are
can pay.
pointless.
You can pay.
Every
yeah?
single analogy was
Look,
pointless.
A kid has broken a window. We both agree somebody
We've been
sinned.
through this already.
Kid has broken a
Stop
window.
going back to
Been
this
through this
analogies.
already.
Forget it. Kid has broken a window.
You just said forget it. Why'd you go back to it?
Yeah, exactly.
Kid has broken a
Stop.
window.
You're like on repeat. Like you can't even control yourself. You know what I mean? Like just
Sir,
come.
why are you even?
All I'm asking is that
Guys,
why
because
did
I
the
wanna-
father not take the sins like the way Jesus did?
Okay, I'm answering that question.
Please do without
You
any.
guys have a big problem with my first analogy, so let's make it.
All of them, actually.
Let's do it without analogy, shall we? Can you answer without an analogy?
I think it's best to answer with one.
Can you do it without?
Just give me a minute.
Can you do it
Just
based
give
on the
me a
Bible?
minute. I can.
Then do it then. Without analogies,
I've already
based
done
on the
that.
Bible. Let's see.
I've already done that.
Which one?
Where?
About the father and son? No, you
Let's
haven't.
take this and see what you think about it, okay? Let's see what you
Analogy
think.
coming in right
Yeah,
now.
that's fine. You were the first to make an analogy, yeah?
And you actually disregarded my analogy.
Yeah.
didn't.
and you replaced it with something else. Watered down analogy.
And now you're saying my analogy is
Look,
not
we
good.
don't dislike
I'm saying
analogies.
you've already given a.
Heckle, but you
I'm
always
gonna fix
talk
mine,
when
yeah.
they
No, you already gave your analogy.
speaking
All
to
I'm
you,
saying is
yeah,
that
there's no
let's move on.
problem.
It's not heckling, we're in
Answer
the
the question
conversation.
without the analogy.
So,
That's okay.
Then when he
So-
wants
so-
All right, guys, let's all calm down. Let's all
They
calm
have a little
down.
kid.
Let's all
what's the
calm down.
problem?
Got a little kid.
It's okay, Habibi, it's okay.
Little kid is broken window. Little kid is broken window. Little kid cannot work.
dialogue,
He doesn't have money.
Yeah.
Yeah, then let
Little
him
kid this
dialogue.
time, you guys said you didn't like the father. That's fine. Little kid is with his brother. He's with his older brother. The older brother is old enough to work. He's 15.
We know where you're going with this. We know where you're going.
Yeah. So can son pay for the window? Of course. The father can pay for the window.
So why did he not?
But the brother says, Father, he says, Father, I'm here. I was there. I went ahead and I paid for the window.
And
I'm going to pay for the window.
what's that got to do with my
I've got
question?
money. My little brother doesn't
How does that
have
answer my
money.
question?
So he pays for the window, and you as father, what do? Of course you reward that son who's paid for the window.
Oh, reward the son, right?
Of course you do.
Reward the son. But what happens on the cross? He gets abandoned.
What happens? What
Not
happens?
abandoning is not a reward.
Right.
Killing him is not a reward.